Hello, I would like to thank Dr. Daly, the Medical Alumni Association Board, and the Lewis Katz School of Medicine. I am honored to receive the 2020 Henry P. and M. Page Laughlin Alumnus of the Year Award. I still remember my interview with Dr. Ron Tuma. I was struck by his kindness. I ended up with several acceptances, but none of the other interviewers compared to Dr. Tuma, and so Temple it was for me. Dr. Tuma continued to check on me and others throughout our 4 years. Kindness and thoughtfulness personified. It seems like only yesterday when I waited with my lab partners, Dave, Jamshid, and Dan, to see where Dr. Schneck's probe would land. Dr. Schneck was simultaneously focused and upbeat with his teaching. I remain amazed that he had so much energy for so many students. I loved all the time I spent with my classmates in Kresge A and Kresge B. Dr. John Fryer spent a lot of time with our class in the first 2 years. His comment, "If I'm dying, don't you dare tell me to stop denying my disease," made us laugh at the time. Now, after treating cancer patients for 20 years, I realized just how wise he was. We had wonderful faculty guiding us through our 3rd and 4th years. Dr. Richard Eisenstadt mentored those of us heading towards internal medicine. There was something that really set Temple apart from other schools. As medical students, we were part of the team from day one, drawing blood, starting IVs, doing ABGs, or just fetching things for house staff while on call. At Temple, we learned the value of teamwork and making sure all tasks were completed, big and small. In 2016, my husband and I came across an article in the New York Times titled, "Is it better to die in America or in England?" This op-ed described a recently published paper in JAMA comparing end-of-life care in cancer patients in 7 developed countries. What stood out was that 40% of US cancer patients are admitted to the ICU in the last 6 months of life. This seemed very different from our experience. So we reviewed the most recent 171 deaths in our practice and compared our findings to the article. The chances of one of our patients being admitted to the ICU in the last 6 months of life were 1/3 that of the country. The few stays we identified were short, making the average time spent by one of our patients in the ICU 1/9 of that of the rest of the country. Likewise, our average patient was significantly less likely to be hospitalized compared to the average cancer patient in the US in the last 6 months of life. Finally, our patients were less likely to die in an acute care facility and more likely to die at home. So why were our practices numbers so different compared to the country as a whole? Likely, some of this is explained by the fact that we work in a small hospital without the communication challenges of a larger urban setting. But perhaps there's a bit more to it, something harder to measure. It's the kindness of a Dr. Tuma, the enthusiasm of a Dr. Schneck, the knowledge of a Dr. Eisenstadt, and the wisdom of a Dr. Fryer. It's the work ethic I learned from Temple's unique and rigorous education, and it's the collegiality and teamwork I learned from my Temple classmates. Once again, I am honored to receive the Alumnus of the Year Award. Thank you, class of '95. Thank you, Temple. And never forget, Temple owls are everywhere.